I'm Liz Felix. I'm the program director here at the station, and April is Decades Week at WYEP. That's when we take a look back 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, and 10 years each day of the week and listen to what music was playing. So you might be wondering how, out of all these CDs and songs, we find all the songs that came out in 2006. And the answer is mostly not here in our CD library. It's upstairs on my computer, so follow me on up to my office and I'll tell you a little bit more about how we make Decades Week at WYEP. So, like most modern radio stations, we have a digital library and we use software to do most of our music programming. Unlike most radio stations, we have tens of thousands of songs in our digital library at WYEP. And the cool thing about the software is that I can go in and I can look things up by lots of different data pieces, including what year these songs came out. So I can go in, for instance, and pull up all the songs that are labeled as 2006. And when I'm doing Decades Week, I usually work from a spreadsheet. It's just a little bit easier to manipulate everything and move things around. And I do a lot of double checking because all these songs were put in here by human beings over the years, and it's not like AI or anything like that. We actually manually put all these songs in. So sometimes there's errors. Sometimes there's also things that happen where you have a song that comes out, say, in 2005 as a single, and it gets labeled that way, and then the album comes out in 2006. So you can have some of those small discrepancies, and I like to go through and just make sure that I'm checking for all of that stuff when I make my list. So when you're doing Decades Week, one thing that you find is that the days earlier in the week tend to not have as much music, and the days later in the week have a lot of music. So 1976, you might pull it up and there's only like 200, 300 songs in our system. By the time you get to 2016, you've got over 1,000 songs from that year to choose from. So you've got two different problems, and that's basically because 40, 50 years ago, there just wasn't as much music being released. So we might not have everything from those years. There were things that were like big pop hits that YEP just doesn't usually play. Some of that is going and finding that. And then when you get to 2016, your problem is more whittling things down, trying to figure out what the biggest, most important songs were from that year, and also what our listeners want to hear. So once you have your list, then it's really just about figuring out where to place everything throughout the day. And one of the big things to think about is, are you playing multiple songs from the same artist or the same album? You don't want those songs to play too close to each other. You want to kind of evenly space them out throughout the day. Another thing to think about is making sure that all the hours time out to be around 60 minutes of music and talk, and so you're figuring that piece out as well when you place your songs. And then the last thing is more of the art of radio. So you're thinking about flow, you're thinking about how these songs will sound in transition next to each other, and it's kind of the more creative piece of putting together the Decades Week songs. So as you can see, it's pretty labor intensive to put all of this together, although this is a lot easier than going into a CD library and trying to figure out what songs came out in 1986. There's still quite a lot of research and work that goes into putting together Decades Week, but it is a lot of fun. You get to listen to a lot of great songs, and it's a lot of fun to listen to on the air too. So I hope you have a chance to tune in to Decades Week, and thank you so much for supporting the music and all the special programming on WYEP.